Welcome to Me and You Outside. I'm sure glad you're here. Well, I'm in the kitchen today. It's cold outside. I've got something I've got to do in the kitchen. You're going to want to watch this because you have never seen anybody do this. I know you haven't because I have looked on YouTube and the internet and I didn't find anybody who's doing what I'm about to do. And my wife and I are just about to pressure can some donkey meat. Now, I'm going to show you some pictures here of a donkey I had laid out on a table. As you're sitting there, you can watch that. I did a first video on the donkey. My son and I acquired a donkey that was doomed, and somebody was going to put it down because of some physical situations with it. Anyways, it was going to have to be put down. And he asked me if I wanted it. So I took it, my son and I did, and we processed it in the field and brought all the meat home, and we got a ton of meat, as you've seen there on the table. Now, so I have got meat here in my kitchen, this donkey meat. We're going to pressure can it. Now, what I've got here, this is mainly a bunch of hunks of meat off of the ham, ham shoulder meat, neck meat of that donkey. And this is pure 100% donkey meat here, folks. I'm not kidding you. It's exactly what it is. We're going to pressure can it. The reason I'm pressure canning it is I have cooked some. I've done 2 or 3 videos on here already about this donkey. I grilled some with bacon wrapped around it, the loin itself, and it was still kind of chewy. We did a roast, and it was still a little bit tough. I could have cooked it longer, but it was in a situation, if you've seen that video, where we just wanted to get it, and we had to eat because it was getting late and all that stuff. But this time, we're going to pressure cook this rascal. We're going to make sure it's tender. It's going to be good. So what we're going to do, just give you an idea here, I'm going to chunk all this up here in small chunks, probably about that size right there. They'll go down these jars really easy. I'm gonna do a bunch of chunks of this donkey and just I'm gonna chunk all this up. Now we probably only have 3 or 4 jars here full. We may have more than that, I don't know. I did 7 jars, brand new jars, but I put them in a dishwasher at high temperature in order to make sure they're sanitized and all that stuff. I got some seasoning right here. This is a roast seasoning. This is a commercial grade roast seasoning. I think we purchased that, I think at like an Amish store or something. I also have bouillon cubes. I'm going to put 2 or 3 of these at the top of the jar and get the meat in there. I got some water. I'm going to put a little water in the jar with the meat. Not much, just a little bit of water. And then we're going to stuff these jars, put it in the pressure canner, which I got right back here. I got it on already heating up. Let's see how this works, okay? This will be something you've never seen before, so why not watch something on YouTube you've never seen anybody do? And this is what this is right here. Pressure canning donkey meat. So I'll get all this cut up. We'll come right back and show you stuff in jars. All right, I got all this meat cut up. Now what I did is I just did these chunks right here. See that? About an inch or an inch and a half, something like that. Some of them might be a little bigger than that. Maybe 1-inch chunks, somewhere in there. 1 to 2-inch chunks, that's plenty right there. You do the deer meat, beef, it's all done the same way. This is just a strange meat right here to be canning called donkey. Got my wife right here. Now she's gonna do the stuffing in the jars for me. I talked her into doing that, and she wasn't too keen on being on video, but she decided she didn't care. So here she is. She's going to start stuffing the meat and kind of tell us what she's doing as she goes along.
Okay, I'm just going to stuff the jars with meat. I'm going to go about halfway full this time. And kind of smash it down as I go so you get it kind of packed in there. I'm going to use a wooden spoon. Just kind of pack it down. I'll put one more piece in there. Okay, now I'm going to use this roast seasoning that has some peppercorn and dried onions and seasonings in there.
That looks good.
And then I'm going to put more meat. We're going to try to leave an inch opening at the top. We don't want to fill it all the way to the top.
Yes.
So I'm going to do maybe one more small piece here. Then we're going to add 3 beef bouillon cubes just to add some more flavor. And then we're going to take a little bit of water, like this is a 1/4 cup measure, and that seems to work pretty good. It's going to fill it up right to the top with the water.
It'll seep down in there as it starts to heat up.
Then you just put the lid on. Okay, it's ready for the canner.
Oh, it looks good, doesn't it?
Yep.
All right, we're going to get this going here. We're going to finish stuffing these jars. Just showing what we're doing here. You ain't need to watch all that. But we'll finish stuffing these jars and then come back and we'll put them in the canner. Got all these jars full. We filled up six of these wide mouth quart jars right here. We went ahead and put some seasoning up here in the top. That spoonful of seasoning you just saw her dump in the middle, we put some on the top. We had plenty left over. And 3 bouillon cubes on top. We put a little water in there because when you're dealing with a little tougher meat, like and leaner, very much leaner meat, this donkey right here is, put a little water in there just to make sure, and then again keep it about an inch from the top total. And putting them down here in this water. I got 6 jars in here. And and the water goes up about halfway on the jars, which is about what you want. And I'm gonna put the lid on there, seal it down, turn it on. I'm gonna cook it at 11 pounds for 90 minutes, okay? If it was deer, I'd probably do 10 pounds for 90 minutes. I'm gonna do 11. 11 pounds for 90 minutes and let it cook. Then we'll check it, take it off there. It should be good enough. We'll come back sometime here in a little bit. Be a flash for you, but maybe a couple of 3 hours for us, and give it a taste and see what this pressure canned donkey tastes like. All right, now what I did is I pressure cooked this donkey for a little over an hour and a half, between 10 and 11 pounds. I tried to keep it right in there. Once in a while I'd get up to 12, but not much past that. And then I tried to keep an average of 11 pounds, which I think was pretty good. And again, that was for an hour and a half. And then I shut the fire off to it, the heat off, and just let it sit for the longest time. It took it almost probably 45 minutes from the time I turned it off, just to let the pressure get down where I can take the lid off, which is what I'm about to do here. Got water bubbling out of there, but there's no pressure in here now, so I can take this off. And I'm curious what they look like, to be honest with you. Of course, everything here is hot, 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 hot. Oh, man. Now, they look good. That's all I can say from here. Wow. Well, I'll just tell you what it looks like. A jar of meat. That water's still bubbling in there, Sandy. See that?
Yeah.
It's still bubbling. Wow. I'm going to let them sit in there and cool completely down in that hot water. I think that'd be good for them. I've got 6 full jars of donkey meat in there. We got our stuff in there that made it for the seasoning and all that. It's going to be good. But when it cools way down, enough we can just handle it. I'm going to take one out. We're going to open one up, and we're going to try it here just a little bit. That'll be the next thing. All right, now this has cooled down quite a bit, and the jar is still pretty warm, but I can handle it. You know, I can handle it. I'm going to unscrew this. I'm going to pull a hunk of this meat out here. We're going to give this a shot. Oh, man. You know, I know it's good. The thing that I'm looking for and forward to is to see if it's tender. That's the main thing, because we've already done a roast, and the roast was actually good. It tastes just like any other roast you'd ever cooked, so I know it's good. But the thing I got to look for here is the tenderness, and hopefully, and what we just put that through, it's tender. I don't know, but I hope. It's sealed really good. Oh, man. Oh, man. Now, it looks like I poked that piece right there. It just fell apart, which is a good thing, I guess. Ooh, look at that. Smells really good and spicy, because we put some pretty good spices in here. Here we go. Donkey. Pressure cooked, pressure canned donkey meat right here, folks. Oh. Very good. About as tender as any roast you'll ever eat. You know, Look at that. I can cut that with a fork. A plastic fork at that, okay? See that? Wow. My wife's videoing right here, but I don't know if I can get her to take a piece of that on video or not. So she may try it off video. Let's see what she's going to do here. All right, she said she would try this little piece right here.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, it's still a little firm, but and dry, a little dry. I think.
But a million times better. A million times better than the roast we did. Now the roast would have been tender had we left it in the crock pot a little bit longer. Well, see what she's saying is a little firm, but it's not really tough. It's got a really good flavor. I kid you not. I like it a lot. Now, I'll keep this jar up because I want Briley and Jackson to try some of this, maybe with Brother David. We'll have them then see what they think. Pressure can donkey meat, that's what that was. Pretty good stuff. Got 6 jars of it, so we're going to have to eat this up over time. But pressure cans of meat like this the last couple, 3 years, I'm not worried about it. So we got plenty of time to eat this. So I don't know what else to tell you. There you go. Donkey meat. It's edible. I know it's crazy. Appreciate you watching this episode of Me and You Outside. I appreciate when you subscribe to my channel. Hit that like button. Make a comment if you want to. But in the meantime, have a good morning, good day, good night, wherever you're at in this whole world, my friends. Because another video is coming right around the corner.